We are Steven and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny southern Arizona. I have to change that every time. You watching can tell my background is different. You probably have an idea that I'm not in Southern California. We're not in Southern California, but...
We're going through a back and forth. We're making some changes.
We got some projects we're working on, and it involves us spending a little more time here. It's all good stuff.
Exactly.
What were you saying at the beginning when we just were starting?
Our numbers were on this talk show. We get all kinds of analytics back. We always have for 6 years that we've been doing the show. And our numbers have been incredibly well. They're doing very, very well this last 2 months, I guess.
Where did we record last
because
time?
I think Jill and I are just having a little bit more fun.
Oh.
I really think that's what it is.
Were we sitting here? I can't even remember. Did we record? Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we've been traveling around, not traveling around, but, making changes and doing different things and trying different stuff. So I'm like, I don't even know where I am. It's Friday, right?
It's actually Tuesday.
I know. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, it's Tuesday when this airs.
That's true.
That's what I meant. Today, Jill and I talk about deal funding with people who are unfamiliar with land investing.
But before we get into it, first let's take a question posted by one of our members on the Land Investors online community. It is free. Jen wrote, got my first response today from my mailer. Yay! Lady inherited 3 parcels from her
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, thank
M-I-L.
you. I'm like, I see it. I'm like military. I'm like, what the heck? Mother-in-law, okay, 45 years ago, and recently quit paying taxes on them. She owes about $1,000 so far in back taxes. There's access to only the first parcel, all 3 equal, and about 2 acres. So I'm thinking I'd have to sell them all together. Could probably get around $2,000, as I'm thinking she just wants out. Probably buy them around $2,000. Called the county to confirm utilities and access and found out the ground is rock hard, and to get utilities to it, they have to use explosives. They were very nice and actually going to call me back tomorrow with an estimate. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine thinking this one's dead, but good first learning experience.
I think, and Jen, we all know who you are. You're very new and very vocal in our group, and I appreciate that. But it seems to me you're trying to find a way to kill this deal. I'm not sure why. How about we just look at the core economics of it? You can get it for $2,000, $3,000 with the back taxes. I don't know what the value is. It's all economics for me. So I wouldn't. The Hard Rock thing. The Hard Rock's been that way for as long as that property's been there, and people hopefully have found a way around that, or there's solar panels now and stuff. So I don't know enough about this deal to tell you, yeah, you should do it, or no, you shouldn't. But I do know you just found 5 reasons not to do the deal instead of maybe the one reason that you could do the deal, and hopefully it's some version of, I'm going to be into it for $3,000 or $4,000 by the time it's done, and it's worth $20,000.
This made me think of what you took a picture of just yesterday. We were driving around, and I said, look up on the side of this mountain. And you took a picture and you zoomed in because they were building. It's a residential area. It looks like, I'm sure it's an acre in this area. They're all acre lots. And you even said, I bet they had to use explosives to get where they are right there with that equipment. And so people do stuff. People will do crazy things if the value's there or they love it.
So I chose this question for a reason exactly, Jill, and I want to drive this point home. Especially with new people and bright people like Jen, you have to unlearn a lot of all the stuff you learned about real estate, largely because of HGTV and weirdo real estate agents, and depending on your age, like the real estate deals that Jill and I watched our parents do, are they just that type of stuff, and this is a positive thing. It doesn't go that way anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's way better now. There's a lot more information. You don't have to rely on salespeople for anything. You can find out and find out. So don't try to kill these deals. Just look at them and say, if I bought it for 3 and sold it for 10, and I don't really have to talk about explosives or rocks ever again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I concur.
You don't have to improve the property and get to know everything about it in the land business. All you got to do is make sure the economics work, and then market the hell out of it when you buy it.
Your job is to convey what you know and do a lot of deals.
Yep.
So, and you're right. I don't get into it that far. Like I just told a guy the other day I was selling. We're in escrow right now. It's awesome. Bought it for 11, selling it for 50, and it's cannabis friendly, and that's all I know. Did I apply for the permits? No. Do I have the permits? No. Do I know that much more about it? No. All I know is for my purposes, for resale value, it's in the part of the county and the zone that this is allowed. Now it's up to my buyer to take it to the next level if that's what he wants to do.
Jill and I were watching Shark Tank last night, and Mark Cuban said this: I own a basketball team, but I'm smart enough not to play on it.
Yeah.
Not to be a player in my own basketball team. That's kind of what this is. Your job is to know the data, understand the markets, enough so that you can buy some property, ask a few questions, and then market it to sell it. And Jill's exactly right about what she found out about that cannabis property. And she stopped it right there. That's all she needs to know.
Yeah.
It's cannabis-friendly property with a well on it. I think that property has a well on it.
So.
And then whoever's in the cannabis business, they can figure it, or the development business, or whatever they do to improve the property to get their margin where they want it. Knock yourself out. That's just not the business we're in.
Exactly.
Today's topic: deal funding with people who are unfamiliar with land investing. This is why you're listening. The sentence I just said is my point to the show. So there are people that are very successful real estate investors. And there's about as many types of real estate investors as there are bread. You know, you can be a commercial developer. You can be a land person like we are. There's what we run into most often are house investors, people who are either hard money lenders or so there's some version of a house investor, and they've had some success. And so to apply the regular stuff to make houses as profitable as land is night and day. And the products, you look at the two products and they seem the same, but they're not. You know, Jill and I have a whole company called House Academy. So, and we talk all about the differences and how different it is and everything. So, I mean, I have horror stories of people coming to me that are wealthy saying, I want to do this with you because you guys are obviously successful and you understand it. Tell me how it works and what to do. And that's where I stop. If I have to tell an investor how it works and what to do, it just doesn't, they need to come to me and say, I've done 22 land deals. I made $500,000. I'm allocating $300,000 or $400,000 to it. Please let me know when you have a 100% margin deal. I've got this much money available and I trust you.
Exactly. This is funny because we had a long chat about this on my Land Academy ladies group. This is kind of where the topic came from, because we were talking all about deal funding and we were sharing stories like you said about the time I thought, and I said, tell me, you guys are catching up to me. I've been there, done that. I can't tell you how many times. These are the scenarios that always happen. Number one is we're out somewhere, we meet some people, they find out what we're doing, and they're like, wow, and it's usually like a good friend, and they're like, oh, I saved up $10,000. Can I give it to you and you make it and you turn it into 20 for me? I'm like, well, number one, why would I do that? I don't need $10,000. That's funny, and I don't want to go through all the hassle of that.
Do you want to take this delivery? Or can you just leave it there?
They can leave it. We'll see. This is funny. And then it's hilarious. Sometimes too, it's family. It cracks me up where the family members want to invest and throw money at you. Same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just funny because people think they know, they get what we do, and they don't. People just want to give us money for us to double their money, and I usually don't need it. And you do a couple deals like that. I know many people that have done it. You know, we have not. We knew going into it, but there's plenty of Land Academy members I was talking about with my ladies group, and they have done this and said never again. Because here's what happens. You're dealing with someone that doesn't know what you do. And they're so flippin' excited. They want to get to know the process. They want to understand it. And sometimes they don't know you. If it's a family member, at least they know you and they trust you. But then they're going to be blowing up your phone all the time going, can I see it? Is it posted? Can I drive out there?
We own land.
What can I do? Can I help?
I've never owned land.
Can I listen? Can I be involved in some way? Heck no. All you're going to do is slow me down. So that's the family member. And then the non-family member who doesn't even know you, until you establish a relationship with them, because they're not in the business, remember, they're going to be times 10 because they're not understanding the numbers. How are you getting this again? How are you buying it so cheap? What's wrong with it?
Yeah, that's a lot of questions.
That's a lot of what you're going to be doing, explaining. You're going to have, a couple hours of that the first week, and you're going to go. You might go. You know what? Forget it.
Here's your money back.
Exactly. I don't. Here's your check. I didn't cash it.
Yep.
I wish you all the best. So, the best possible scenario is what we do, and this is kind of leading up to Land Tank, and we're taking that to another level here too. There are all within Land Academy are investors and money people, and sometimes they're the same person, sometimes they're different people, but they all know what we do and they're all on the same page. They don't have to be explained about the deal.
Yeah.
They sometimes don't even have to look at the deal. They can just glance at it and go, oh yeah, I know how that goes. I've done deals over that way before. Yeah. Done. Here's $250,000. I know what you're going to turn it into. Let me know when it's time for me to wire it over. Or let me know when it's time when you're going to close, whatever it is.
Yeah, and then my final point is that people who are financially investor savvy are always looking for a return. They have a chunk of money. They want to put it in play, so to speak, and get a return on it. And so we do transactions for a living. So all of our returns are transaction based. And more, the more that Jill and I get into this decade after decade, it becomes a dollar return, not a percentage return. I put in $200,000. I bought it for $200. I sold it for $350. I made $150,000. Hey, investor, here's your portion. Hey, Jill, here's your portion, and I'm going to keep my portion. And we're all once the elation settles of making money like that, then you're only as good as the next deal that you find. And so for many investors, they're used to getting a 12% return on their money annually, or in the 3% if they're mortgage people or whatever. So the money's in play permanently and they get a return, like a house rental. That's a perfect example of a consistent return, or a stock market. Put some money in, buy Microsoft, it pays out a dividend, and you're happy. That's not what this is. This is transactional investing. And it could take 6 months for Jill and I to find a deal that to place that person's money into it again.
Right.
That freaks some people out.
True.
So the last thing you want to do is explain all this to an investor.
Yeah, that's true. What do you mean we can't do it again? Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that big yet.
Or,
let me get back to you.
Or God forbid,
Yeah.
I got this other guy over here and we did this deal together. And well, what do you mean? Why didn't you call me? There's
happens sometimes.
There's these variations of silliness that can really go on.
Yeah.
But the land people get it. Mm-hmm. You know why they get it? Because we are the land investors.
Right.
We do as much investing with other members as we do buying our own property.
It's true.
And believe me, we leave everybody alone. We get it.
Yep. Exactly. Happy you could join us today. Monday through Friday, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Cloudy Title Drama. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
That's going to be funny. That's a hot topic. That came directly from our customer service staff. Like, can you guys please address cloudy title? I'm getting all these questions. A, I'm not the right place, and B, I don't know what to tell them. And then C, it's often more than it needs to be. Let's all chill out. We'll explain it all in great detail tomorrow.
I'll explain what the chain of title is, and Jill will explain the drama part.
Exactly. And when it's appropriate or not appropriate, which is usually never, but there are some things you can get concerned about, and we'll help you. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about us or what we do, please check out landacademy.com or houseacademy.com. We provide the education, tools, and support you need to be flipping property like the pros.
We are Steven Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.